Signs 2. Warnings.
Signs harder.
Yeah. Chapter 1. Signs and miracles. Flashes
Signs
of light.
or miracles.
Bright like suns. Flash after flash.
Signs or miracles. I just gotta
Oh,
get
sorry.
the chapter titles right.
Right. Flash after flash. It was a bombardment of lights. Clearly the many flashes of cameras. Weird, though, how Graham was already used to this. It happened every other day. Reverend Hess, said one batty-looking reporter from CNN, shoving her mic into Graham's face. Her, like, Mike Wazowski into Graham's face. Reverend Hess, is it true that you and your family encountered and escaped extraterrestrials without military help? Yes,
that is the
we
AP's
did, yes.
preferred way to truncate microphone. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh,
so
is it
much.
really? Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Have a good night, Autumn. Good luck with class.
It's always sad when autumn gives way to winter.
All right. Yes, we did, miss. I'm trying to find a Mel Gibson voice. Hope it's just Lionel Pritchard and the Wolfington
just
brothers
put in
essing
put in
around.
Jew every now and then. I think you'll have it.
Yes, we did, miss, replied Graham, annoyed by the constant and similar questions from the press. Now, please, I have a family to attend to. Please excuse me. And he closed his front door, then made sure it was locked. He still heard the roar of the press. Graham lingered off to the living room.
What?
He made his way to the couch where his children, Bo and Morgan, sat, watching Dexter's Laboratory on TV.
Oh, no.
You know what, Dee Dee? I'm sorry, I did not watch Dexter's Lab growing up. You know what,
You're the serial
Dee Dee?
killer and just go.
Said Dexter on the TV, pointing up to an animated tree. You're stupid. Yeah, and I... Watching Dexter, asked Graham to his kids. Michael, would you mind actually taking the narration on this one?
Where are we? Where are we? Bo
Bo
nodded.
Yeah.
Can I have a glass of water?
She asked politely.
But make sure it isn't contaminated.
Is she a zombie at this point?
That was the voice that we did for her in the riff. I think it's pretty accurate.
It has dust in it.
This one?
A hair.
This one?
A lady.
Morgan took a sip and it has his amoebas in it.
I'm waiting for the Russian guy to come on TV and magnetize it. Yeah.
Give me a link, Tristan.
Okay.
Graham smiled and nodded.
We'll see what
he
Tracy
left
can
them
do
and
with
went
it.
into the
I'm
kitchen.
also going to post the link in the chat, as I should have been doing.
He left them and went into the kitchen. As he did, he stared out the window into the ominous corn crops. Memories.
Ominous corn.
Corn mate.
If I remember correctly, Signs was the one where you guys used one riff, one word from me, from my suggestions, which was bears.
Yes.
And it was like you guys sent over a clip of like saying it 18 different ways to try to get. Anyway, okay.
Yep.
Memories. Fear slowly struck Graham's heart as he remembered dark figures on rooftops, strange lights over Mexico City, the green clawed hand and the knife, and Meryl wrestling with one of them. It was eerie, yet vague. It was eerie, yet vague to remember the whole thing, for these events happened 3 months ago. Graham had a bad memory, even at the most weirdest of things.
Even at the most weirdest of things.
Ooh, it's tough to know where to put the emphasis on a sentence like that. But God was on his side, and he was to be always. All right, okay. That got weirdly biblical there. Okay.
It
Merrill
is
Hess
to be.
kissed his girlfriend, Lou, as he pulled his Porsche over to the farmhouse's front. It was a perfect moment, he thought, for this. Hopefully. Maybe.
God, I love you. Oh, sorry. Were you doing it?
No, that's good. That's good.
Whispered Merrill in her ear, still progressing those in his mind about that one subject. Lou giggled like a love-drunk sixth grader.
Let's.
You're awesome, Meryl. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Merrill smiled at her. He then fumbled in his pocket.
Hey, I got you a little something.
He whispered as he pulled the
Oh, no.
object from his left pocket.
Object, come on.
It was a little black box, and he opened it to reveal,
Oh no.
Oh my god!
muttered Lou, whose eyes became saucers. Really on theme there.
Yeah,
They became
alien
glassy.
saucers, sure.
Right. They became glassy like smooth water.
Okay.
A small diamond ring lay in the box's bowels.
Bow?
Oh,
How big is the box?
And the bowels of the box.
It was simply lovely to see. It was
We
also
love to
lovely.
see it, folks.
It was also lovely being asked the following question. A question that struck hearts like the spears of Native Americans.
oh. What? Spears?
I'm sorry. At least he used Native Americans, right? Partial credit.
Hey, we are mixing up stereotypes.
That's true.
here,
Yeah,
folks.
I really did worry when I got to spears. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, wow.
Okay, sure. Will you marry me?
Asked Meryl, holding the ring out to her.
I love you so much. Really, truly. Will you, Lou Cruz? Will you, Lou Cruz, marry me? I will be here for you, knowing that God has chosen you to be with me forever till I die.
Lou's eyes flooded with tears. She cupped her mouth with her hands, then looked like she's collecting the tears. Then looked at Meryl.
Stop crying.
I didn't hit you. I didn't hit you. Stop crying. Whispered Meryl, rubbing her wet cheek with a finger.
You're gonna make me cry too.
Lou giggled again, hoarsely.
You make me laugh. I can't answer if you do that.
There was a short silence, punctuated only by Lou's dramatic breathing. It would be weird if there was a drum roll, thought Meryl comically. Oh, no, needed you.
Yes, Meryl.
Murmured Lou, the answer finally entering Meryl's ear.
After
Which took
wandering
him-
around the bowels of his box.
Oh.
Which took him a moment to realize. Her
His
fingers
ear?
embracing he got distracted.
Oh God, there's
by
something in my ear.
Her fingers embracing Meryl's hand.
Yes,
Just her
I'll
fingers.
marry you.
Meryl's eyes became wet. He looked down at his jeans, cocking.
God.
He
Come
looked
on.
down at his jeans, cocking his head to the side like a dog.
Wow.
That was all he could say. His gaze reverted to Lou, who was still crying.
That's awesome.
And they embraced again, along with a strong, passionate kiss. It showed their love for each other. It showed how much they cared. It showed how good a kisser Meryl really was.
Oh.
Okay. Can you imagine if you almost kissed her and she threw up? Oh my.
It's a
So
miracle.
your decision to choose Signs 2 was a good decision.
This is a slam dunk.
All right, I'll be Graham since this
Okay,
is
yeah.
a Graham Merrill conversation.
Yeah.
So?
Asked Graham later. Is this Joaquin Phoenix? Is that who Graham is?
No, that's
No,
Mel
Graham
Gibson.
is Mel Gibson.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Meryl
Oh,
is
so
Joaquin Phoenix.
Meryl just okay. I thought that whole last scene was with Mel Gibson. No, okay. Joaquin Phoenix. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Asked Graham later that evening after the kids went to bed.
How did it go?
She said yes.
Said Meryl, smiling as they made their way to the sofa.
Let's go to the sofa now.
Graham smiled, then embraced his younger brother.
That's great, Meryl.
He said as Meryl's eyes flooded with small, transparent balloons.
What?
God has blessed you with a wonderful, beautiful woman. You should be very thankful.
And many small transparent balloons. That's great.
That is a phrase I've never heard before to describe an eye. So
99 small,
No.
transparent balloons.
Flooding into my eyes.
I am.
Whispered Meryl as they broke apart. A
Ouch.
single.
Did they have a
single
passionate kiss as well?
I think so. A single tear left his right eye.
Floated up to the ceiling. I really am, Graham.
Graham bobbed his head up and down in approval.
And truly you are
That's
blessed.
actually really accurate to the way Mel Gibson acts in that
Then-
movie.
Then truly you are blessed.
He said.
I'm so proud of you, Meryl.
Meryl smiled.
You've become so strong, Fox.
Father?
How was it when you married Colleen?
Asked Meryl. Graham sighed. He remembered their first night. Oh God, is it? They married here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and it was snowing.
I remember us being at the church. I was standing there at the altar in my tux. I was with a priest, of course. I remember his name, John, and I remember her.
I remember it because it was so unique.
Even
He
though my
visualized-
memory is hazy, even at the weirdest of things.
He visualized Colleen in her white dress with a bundle of white poppies in her hands. She stared into his eyes. He stared right back and smiled. She mimicked him.
He stares right back. I tried not to move because I thought her visual acuity was based on movement like T-Rex.
Then he put his right hand up. She put her left hand up.
He noticed that he looked very similar to his bride-to-be. I remember her dress. It was so beautiful, made by her mother. And then she made it to the altar. Then the priest recited what all
Was
marriages
there
are
an
like.
obstacle course? She made it.
She came in second. Then the priest recited what all marriages are like. And
Okay,
know.
people, you know what's gonna happen here.
you know what it's like. And then we kissed. To tell you the truth, that was the first kiss we ever shared.
Meryl smiled, then laughed quietly.
Really?
Graham nodded, then laughed too.
After the wedding, there was a party at the pub, but we didn't go. We left as quickly as we could, and we left to my place. I remember her throwing a snowball at the back of my head. God, I remember it well.
I just wanted to fuck, and she's throwing fucking snowball. And Graham visualized the snowball coming at him and exploding in his face.
It was in the back of his head. He didn't remember it well at all.
the bowels of his head. Come on.
He spit out the frozen water and chuckled. Memories.
You did what?
He chuckled. It's like halfway between a chuckle and being cuckolded.
No, wait. Graham visualized the snowball and then he actually spit out ice.
Right, yeah. He visualizes.
He
really
manifested
hardcore.
it in his.
Yeah. Like it was like water stigmata.
Well, she hit him in the back of the head so hard that it's just now like coming out of his mouth. And I threw one back. It was a snowball fight in the middle of the street. Then we made it to my house. We sat on my couch, her head on my chest, and we talked for the longest time.
What did you talk about?
Graham smiled again.
I remember her asking me if I loved her more than anything else, and I said yes. And she asked me something else.
What did she ask?
Graham looked at Meryl.
Do you believe in signs or miracles?
Meryl's lips curled upwards.
And what did you say? I apologize for this.
No, it's perfect, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, you're evoking
Okay.
his face at least in that movie. Miracles. So, Meryl, what are you?
I'm a miracleist.
Said Meryl with a grin.
I don't get. They're recreating
They've
kind
already
of
done this.
a
They
scene
did this
from
in the
the
movie.
movie. Why would you put that in your sequel?
This is the opening scene, kind of to just remind. I mean, this is a couple of scenes after the opening, I guess. This is just kind of to remind everybody who the characters are. You know, that's what we're doing here, I guess.
There are people that
I'm a
forget
miracle
the
man.
weirdest things and just tend to repeat them.
Graham chuckled. Then he heard the sound of something.
I heard a sound. I turned around to find the thing that made the sound.
And footsteps. There we go. That fit. He looked at the doorway. Bo was standing there, her hands locked together.
What's wrong, sweetie?
He asked, standing up and walking towards her.
I'm thirsty.
She said in a quiet voice.
Can you give me a glass of water?
Graham nodded. I can do that. He went to the kitchen, Bo at his heels. As he turned the faucet on and got a glass out, Bo said,
Daddy?
Oh,
This,
Yes,
it's all
sweetie.
you.
There was something standing outside.
Graham's heart did a somersault.
into his bowels.
He quickly spun around and looked at his daughter.
I saw it standing outside. It looked at me and it climbed the house, and I think it's in Morgan's room.
All right, this one's moving pretty fast. I got to give it credit for that.
What happened?
Bo just said she saw something outside.
Meryl jumped out of where he was sitting into the next scene.
Are you serious?
Yes, that's what she said.
Then it hit him. Morgan.
I think it's in Morgan's room, Daddy.
Oh dear God!
Whispered Graham. He handed Bo to Meryl,
Morgan's upstairs.
and he ran towards the stairs without another word. He flipped on the hallway lights and raced to his son's room. Graham ripped the door open and gasped. It was right there by the broken window, and in its hands was...
Morgan!
Graham's head shot from the sofa. He looked around. Meryl was sitting next to him watching CSI Miami on TV. Graham looked at the door. Bo wasn't there,
Clock's ticking.
Sorry.
said Meryl, averting his attention to Graham.
You fell asleep after I said that I believe in miracles. That much of the... So wait, I assumed that whole conversation was a dream, but they actually
No, it's
got
just
to that
he just
point.
fell asleep after that one.
Yeah, he was basically like...
I'm
she
miraculous.
Thinking back to my
All right.
wedding night. You know, she said something about sign. My dead wife is just so fucking boring, man. Graham sighed as he smoothed out his hair. He leaned his head back.
What happened?
Asked Merrill.
Dream.
Replied Graham softly.
About?
The visitors.
Said Graham simply. Merrill sighed.
Maybe the incident is still logged in your brain.
Gonna do a clean check disc. Or whatever. Graham looked at Merrill.
Maybe.
And he looked at the ceiling dreamily. Fear still pounded at his heart. He thanked God it wasn't real. He couldn't deal with it again. Not again.
Ooh, Signs 2. Better than the first? Or little sequelitis on that one, maybe?
That was delightful.